Well, as you can see from my shirt and hat, I am a big Nintendo fan. I am hugely am a Nintendo fan to literally to heart. I am very much a Nintendo fan. In fact, I literally have a lot of stuff. Let me show you that I am a Nintendo fan. I have my Nintendo Switch, which you all know, or Nintendo Switch Lite to be honest. You know, the, of course, 3DS XL I have. Not the new one, I used to, but I forgot. And of course, all know I have my Wii U. However, I have more than just that. I have, of course, my Nintendo DSi XL, my, of course, whatever the heck Game Boy Advance SP is. I have Game Boy Color, which actually works. Listen. Which I hope you heard that. I don't know. If you did, then that's fine. I have my Wii U my Wii Remote and Nunchuck. Though this one's actually made from Candy Rock, but it's pretty cool. It lights up, although it's not on, and I wonder if it's out of battery. I don't know. But it does work in some ways. Of course, and that's not the only thing I have as Nintendo products. I also have like the whatever thing for the Amiibos, which I also have, the Amiibo. I have three. I have, of course, Nintendo 3DS. I mean, not Nintendo, but the Switch case, of course. I have, and I don't really count this, but I have like the Pokemon cards and the cases and all that. Like, we all seen these. Like these bad boys here have like tons of collecting. It's pretty much cool and stuff, all these collectible cards and stuff. I have literally a Jigglypuff thing that goes like this. That is actually a Bluetooth speaker. Let me cut it off so that way it doesn't get into that. I have plushies, of course, as we all know. Freaking Valentine, which this, and if you want to know what this is, go watch Poke Movie. I even have like figurines and stuff. You've seen, of course, this. And I know it's mostly Pokemon, but let's be honest, I'm a big Pokemon fan. It's my favorite series ever, even, without the whole Nintendo thing. It really is my favorite series. And of course, I also have the cup. A cup. Yeah, they're mostly Pokemon stuff I just see. And I even have Pokemon Movie, my favorite one. This is my favorite, but I have 4. And it goes so much that I even have the Super Smash Bros. Official guidebook for Super Smash Bros. 4, which it literally is 4 because they even use that as a pun kind of thing. But to make a long story short, yeah, I am a big Nintendo fan. However, as you guys obviously know, with that long intro of me explaining that, because I have to make it crystal clear. Also, I forgot to mention I have a calendar, but again, I don't know. I'll just be honest with you, I've been taking this video way too much. Literally, this is the literally 5th try, and I don't care. I am not editing that out, that's being factual. But I think we'll be good. Literally, as a Nintendo fan, I do love their games. And it's not just always Pokemon, but let's be honest, it is mostly Pokemon. I mean, literally, like I said, I am a die-hard fan of Pokemon. I literally am. Not to extremes, but let's be real, I'm a big, huge Mega Man fan of Pokemon. Like, really, it's literally my favorite thing ever. But I also have, tried other Nintendo games. I even played Mario and even freaking Legend of Zelda before. Well, the 4 sword free to play game on DS, but it's not. I don't know if it's still available or not. And I have played other, Nintendo games along with side that. However, because of me mentioning that, you probably already know what this video is, including the title. Because I got bone to pick with Nintendo. I really do got bone to pick off with Nintendo. And that is that I think they're getting a lot stale. And pretty much, even though if you don't agree mostly of what I mean by getting stale, you probably know that Nintendo is not being seen the best light in the last 3 years. And it's not just because the whole stupid Pokemon Sword and Shield bullshit, because let's be honest, it is stupid, like to my opinion. But even without it, it seems like they've been acting very hypocritical, where it's like they're literally keep playing the Uno reverse card and everything that the reverse Uno card multiple times to the point of annoyance. Because on one hand, they'll give us what we want to the point of literally becoming stale. On the other hand, they act hypocritical and literally become stupid. And it's really bizarre, to say the least, because on the first hand being a little bit too much giving out the fans what they want. Like, for example, and I know this is probably the obvious example because I have pointed this out way before when it was even announced. Brilliant Diamond and Shiny Pearl remake, and of course Arceus. Now let's be real, I am pumped for Arceus. But let's be honest, even Arceus is literally a duct tape to shut up the fandom. Like, it really is. Why do you think they're now giving this out after the whole Pokemon Sword and Shield crap? It's not just that, though. Because on one hand, it becomes a little bit stale, like Metroid Dread. Like, no offense to Metroid Dread. Metroid Dread, my bad. I haven't even played the game, so I really have no criticism. And I heard it's actually pretty good, which is really great. It's hard, but I heard the story's really good. I watched Good Vibes Gaming review because I'm not going to grab that game. And if I do by accident, then, I'll still try to play it. But really, it is a good game. The problem is, I felt that game was a little bit too much fan service to the point where they accidentally spoiled the whole thing before it was released. That is actually a true fact that happened. And then there was the whole Skyward Sword, where even then that was a surprise. But then also what kind of ruined both Metroid Dread and Skyward Sword is where they made the new amiibos, especially the Skyward Sword, because then you had to use it to make checkpoints or fly. That's actually a fact, which sounds completely stupid. And it even comes to the point where in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, they give out many characters that many people may not have truly asked for. And even then, it seems to be trying to please more towards what people wanted. And that's fine. That part is fine, even though I will admit it went a little bit way too far with Mii costumes and even the final Smash character. But let's be real, the final Smash character is good. And I gotta give the credit where credit is due. They really give a sucker punch to the mouse to make sure that they don't try to take over. That just shows you how much copyright and red tape there is with this whole copyright stuff. That just shows you how fact. However, at the same time, there's a lot of hypocritical stuff they have done. And even then, I already described one of them, being that they give us Metroid Dread and Skyward Swords, and yet they give us Amiibo that literally should have been already a quality of life thing in the fucking game. And then they give us stuff like, for example, the N64, which, believe it or not, a YouTube friend and technically an online friend that I know, GP Reed, have actually did a rant about. I recommend watching his video. I even did a YouTube short meme of him yelling, and that blew up in popularity because, let's be honest, that's the best funny intro he has ever done. And literally, but however, it's also because that's also a good video because he tackles just how, like, I understand, of course, the whole Nintendo 64 for Game on Switch in the first place. That's awesome. They're also trying to make remakes of that, like Pokemon Snap and all that, and that's fine. However, they hypocritically made it up, jacked up the price, and I can understand the rarity. That might have been the reason why, but it really is like freaking GP Reads. If I recall, he's like, it's $30. In actuality, what do you mean by $30 increase? It's literally $70 to pay for the Nintendo Online service, which is fine because they left the old one alone, which is great because I'm still going to use the old one. Because really, I don't even play the online service stuff. The only thing I use for the online is just play Pokemon and Smash. Well, even then, now just Pokemon, because I barely use the online thing. Because, let's be honest, it's so much toxicity. It is literally like a freaking toilet filled with poo. That's literally the weirdest way I had to describe it, but it's a fact. But let's be real here. And even then, they're also like even made the online stuff already payable, which sounds completely stupid. Because I'm glad that they made it all the way. Because you can still watch freaking YouTube without the Nintendo Online service. But come on, really, you're pretty much trying to become a Wi-Fi service like Charter. I mean, I don't know. That is their thing, but it's still weird. And then there's other things like the whole thing with the fact that free melee. And if you don't know what it is, I even did a video on it. Funny enough, did a whatever happened to with that being the fact that they are literally cutting off tournaments so they can make their own official tournaments. If you don't know what it is, just look it up. That's the literally book of dummies ways to explain that. And there's more stuff. There's literally a bunch of other stuff they did that is very weird in a very strange way. And I won't get into everyone because then it gets a little bit topical. And heck, one of the reasons why I had to do a lot of cuts is, let's be real, I almost went into a wrong way, and I don't want to get into that. Trust me. But let's be real here. On one hand, they look like they're doing a well job with the fan base, but on the other hand, they're hypocritical. And you get the reason why I use the phrase, the Uno reverse card, multiple times like crazy. Because it makes no sense. It's like two people playing Uno and using just reverse cards. It makes no sense because really it's just two people. I know that description sounds bullshit, and trust me, even I'm thinking it sounds bullshit, but you get my drift that something is wrong. Which now begs the question why they're doing this. And I think the reason is they lost their sort of magic. And I think they're just trying to be unique in a way that is because. And let's be real, one of the reasons why I love Nintendo is they're super unique. They're light and colorful, and heck, even freaking PlayStation and Xbox, aka Microsoft and Sony, cannot be Nintendo. Nintendo is ultimate. It's very colorful, they're very positive. Heck, they have a very strong ideal. They have equality. I know I'm explaining it like crap, but you honestly get what I'm getting. They're very unique. However, it seems like they're failing at trying to connect with the fans in an odd way. Because on one hand, they're trying to give everyone what they want, and on the other hand, they're doing things that they don't want. And the worst part for me in particular, that I have an issue with, is both. Like, I'm okay of them giving, like, the thing is, it's okay to give fans what they want. It's fine. Especially considering, there are certain things you can do to give what the fans want, and, it's fine. That's why it's called fan service, and it's not just porn. And that's what's being real. However, due to the fact that too much fan service could literally, like, the point is never let your project get grabbed by fans. That's the best way I could put it. Like, never taint it, because you can let them have fan fiction and all that, because, as you know, I'm a fanfic writer and all that. But giving people too much of what they want, it becomes stale and you lose your identity. And that's my problem. I feel like Nintendo has lost its identity, especially this year, because there's multiple examples of me being like, something tells me they did this in order to give the fans what they want. For example, the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl was a big example, but there's also the fact that they put Sora in Smash, they used Metroid Dread, literally finally made the game, and the Skyward Sword, of course, and I'm trying to think of others ones. I guess Miitopia counts, but hey, that's Miitopia, so it's passed on me, but still, even then, like, there's tons of examples I can't even point out. But the issue is, on the other hand, they even messed up with that want by destroying it with something stupid like Amiibo or paying it up. And here's the thing. I get that Nintendo is trying to gain more ground, because there are other problems they've been having. Like, for example, one of the things is that I'm glad I have the Switch Lite for, and let's be real, I'm also glad I have my Blue right now, is the reason why I wanted to get at least a little bit of the Switch OLED, but I was a little worried, was because of the whole Joy-Con drift and stuff. And let's be real, there are some other problems with the companies. It's not just Nintendo, even though Nintendo, in my opinion, seems to be more of a better company than anything. At least they're not fucking Activision. Having literally Activision being, oh boy, I don't know how to make a good joke of them, because holy shit. Like, I don't think you can even joke about them anymore, because it's just the fact that I think the best joke is they're making Crash Bandicoot looking like Gerald Fole from Subway. That's the best joke I can get, because how bad Activision was with those Activision. I cannot stress this enough. I even did an entire video as well, just how bad they are. And at least Nintendo, at least what I see, what I truly see, and what I have seen, they're not as bad as like other video game companies. And heck, even freaking EA, even though, let's be real, I don't even know what EA did, but I know it probably was awful. At least what I heard recently from Nintendo Prime, a actual YouTuber, which I actually trust because they also do Nintendo things, blah, blah. Even EA doesn't even have the same crap as Activision is with the abuse allegation crap, but yet they also do crap as well. So, I don't know. It's very weird. But I feel like Nintendo is losing its touch. That's my whole point. Because, and it feels bad, because, let's be real, I'm a guy who doesn't really try to complain too much unless it's deserved. For example, no, I will not truly full-fledged complain about YouTube, because A, that's all we've been complaining about, and B, really, there's nothing too much to do about it. Even though I will admit YouTube is literally also drawing a line right now with the whole, like, I don't understand why they're removing a dislike. Like, I feel like, to my offense, and I won't make a separate video about that, but I'll just say this. YouTube really needs to think, because really, removing the dislike button because you don't want to accept criticism anymore and you try to stop hate, you think that will stop literally hates? I don't think so. I think you're actually just trying to remove criticism and stuff, and it's just plain dumb, to my opinion. But even then, there's nothing we can do about it, because freaking YouTube is going to do whatever it's going to do. And let's be honest, while it is suck and it's completely stupid, there's nothing truly wrong with removing the dislike button. Even though, let's be real, there is something wrong about it, but it's not hurting anyone. Unlike, for example, Activision Blizzard with their, attack on what. I can't go into details just because of how fucked up it is. I already did a video on it. Because it does hurt people. And there is something we can do about it. And like I said, I don't do videos like this because I usually do, and even then, I don't even do videos at all by tackling serious issues like this. I even just usually whenever I do like a thing that needs to be talked about, a serious subject, I always make art with my OC art heart, and literally, da da da. And you don't know what I'm talking about? Just look up in my DeviantArt, in my Twitter, and blah blah blah. Which I'm actually trying to post that all in there. But I feel like this video does need to get in here. Because, let's be real, Nintendo seems to lost their mind right now. It's really not that bad. And I'm even starting to worry about them because, like, I mean, seriously, Nintendo, you have fans who really support you. And I have been supporting. I'll still support you, even if you're going through this bullshit. I just hope you don't cross a line with me because and finally before we let this off, I understand that many people. And this goes back to what I was saying. Many people don't want me and a lot of other people criticize Nintendo that much because they're like, oh, come on, Fox can't let people enjoy things. And let me say, I agree with that. There are going to be people who don't care. For example, like I said, I don't like doing video. I don't even do too much videos on YouTube and complain about them is because really, yes, YouTube needs to get their act together, and I'll totally agree to that. Especially since right now they're a little bit crossing a line with the whole removal of dislikes. But at this point, I don't care. As long as they don't go too far and start destroying things and stuff, then it's fine. I don't think they're causing issues. The same thing when Copa happened. I wasn't even in ultimate panic right then because I knew something was up because I was like, there's no way in hell Copa could work. And I was right because people were hearing Chicken Little falling in stupidity. Yes, it was a little bit inefficient, but at least it actually is better that they did that though because of reasons. And I understand, like another example or another perfect example is the whole Pokemon Sword and Shield thing. I understand there's a lot of people who are doing criticism wrong and stupid to the point where it was very that bad. Like I cannot tell you how much I think the whole Brexit or not Brexit, but it was based off that naming. The Dexit was so stupid. However, on the flip side, which kind of actually reflects why the whole removal of the dislike button is stupid, is criticism is needed, people. Criticism is needed. You're not going to be a great artist or anything if you don't take criticism, because the only way you can get perfect, even though really we're not all perfect, is criticism. And yes, there are some ways we have to do criticism. There has to be more better ways to do it and not be garbage and toxic with it. And that's kind of the point of why I'm doing this video with the whole Nintendo thing, because I don't want, like I said, I'll still follow them even though they go garbage disposal with this whole crap they're doing. But I still need to criticize them because I am worried about it. I'm not going to criticize them and say, oh, Nintendo sucks, because really they don't. And really, some of my criticism, you guys will have different opinions on. And that's fine. We all have our opinions. The point is, this needs to be said. As a quote that I heard from one of my favorite YouTubers, liking, letting people, not allowing the people to like things isn't the issue is not the issue. The issue is, it's holding up a thing, and which is literally the S word or shit. Literally, he said that. But any garbage and waving it like it's the chapel. Because really, there are, like, for example, I cannot deny that Pokemon Sword and Shield has problems. In fact, it's my second favorite game besides from Pokemon X and Y, is because it has problems. Even one that I even admit that I'm pissed off at. Because the story took it in a way that could cause serious controversy. And I do mean it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. It's not that bad, but still. What the heck? Game Freak. But I still praise it for what it was trying to do, and it's not that bad. It's not a garbage game. I mean, Little Town Hero was garbage game, and that needed to be hated. But this is not a different story, which is kind of the point. Criticism is not meant to be hated. You don't use criticism as toxicity or weaponry. It's supposed to help people learn from their mistakes and such. And this is why I'm doing this video. I feel like Nintendo is not listening to the fans that well, and even then, there might be going. I feel like they're losing their touch, is my point. Because you may argue that it may have been the best year for you for Nintendo, but for me, Nintendo kind of is sucking. And even if you do agree are happy with the whole not Nintendo Dread, Nintendo Dread, the Metroid Dread, the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, and the whole Sword game Smash, you cannot deny they're also acting hypocritical and causing the chaos I explained, like the free melee. Because let's be real, even if Sword get into Smash, there's no way you can truly enjoy it in regular tournaments because Nintendo is shutting them down. And that's kind of my point. So, long story short, this is just a video. This is just a normal just discussion, not even a rant video, really. I just want to talk about my own opinions on what's been going on Nintendo because let's be real here. One of the reasons why I'm doing this video is because I don't have nothing else to do for videos, which I'm glad I'm taking a break and not using filler too much. But also, this does need to be said. And even I, a very huge casual fan who has this bunch of junk, as you can probably see in all this and blah blah blah, even I gotta be critical and need to talk about this. But anyways, this has been Fluxcat, and again, be careful with the comment section, by the way, I gotta make that clear. Do not get too critical with this. This I get toxic here. But we all have our own thing. But still, this is Fluxcat. I'm stepping out of here. Bye.